Hello friends, this is Scott, and this video is a combination of two trips down to the hobby farm. But as you see here, I have my four-wheel drive truck back, and it was over $6,000 to fix a drive line, and it still has the same noise that it does when I took it in the first time. So again, they found something that maybe might have saved my life, and they fixed that, but they didn't fix the initial problem of the whoop, whoop, whoop sound. So I got to figure that out. But at this point in time, the truck's driving fine, just annoying sound. But I got down here to the hobby farm on the first trip down, and as you see here, I got about 10 to 12 inches of snow to shovel. So that was the first of my shoveling experience. But again, this year we've got probably 2.5 feet of snow total for the year. Much better than last year where we had over 5 or 6. So anyway, after I got done shoveling, again, I'm just getting more realistic this year and just shoveling half the driveway because I don't need the whole driveway. But you see, we got quite a bit of snow piled up, but not anywhere near what we had last year. So I'm pretty pleased that I don't have to shovel every time I come down here. But I think we have a week coming up. We have a week of snow, so we'll see if the totals get how much they get added to. But yeah, there's still a little bit of snow here, and it's I come down quick trips and just trying to get something done. But here's the two deer that I thought, at least the front one there is a buck. And I thought the back one was a doe, but as we watch this video a little bit, and it's, I don't know if it's a 30-second part of the video here, but the one behind, if you look when it gets some contrast in the background, that's a little spike. So it looks like we have two little bucks living in the neighborhood. Right there, you can see the spikes right there. And then right there, you can see that it's a little 2-point or a little 2x3, I can't tell, but it's, yeah. So we have two little bucks in the neighborhood rather than just one. So that's good. And they just living right across the street. So we'll get to watch them grow, hopefully. Hopefully they're safe in the city. Anyway, but the first trip down was to just do the transition pieces, little quarter rounds. So I had to do by the front door. And I am going to stain that black, that brown piece. And then there's a little bit of paint, or I got a little paint on the molding there, at least the weather stripping. So I'll be staining that. But stain is very unforgiving. So you don't want to screw around with that. You want to make sure you're not spilling on the floor. Here's the back door. And again, I got a little bit, I got a stain there too, but I just need to put a little quarter round piece there. And then I did around, I showed you last video that was on the inside of the hobby farm. I got the trim around the base of the cabinets. Just got 2 more pieces there to do. So again, this was a very quick trip. This was just a trip down, stain, hopefully dry, and then put them in place. Now, in the hall, I had to figure out the transition pieces between the tile and the wood flooring. And so I have an idea that I did on these, and we'll see how you guys like it. But I decided not to go with a wood colored trim, but I got the other piece. The last of the transition was between the other bathroom tile and this flooring. Now, I did leave as big a gap on this one as I did on the one to the guest bathroom, but I just got black stain. And I decided, you know what, I've got black doorknobs, black air conditioning vent covers or heater vent covers there. I've got black doorknobs. So I'm going to try black on these little transitions. And I did the black around the base of the cabinets, and all the handles on the cabinets are black. So, rather than just do a different wood color, because this floor has got definitely every color of wood, I decided I'd just go with the black and just see how that goes. Now, if my wife doesn't like it, I can always change these out. Not a big deal. I am not gluing these down. I'm just using 2-inch nails with the nail gun. And they're going right into plywood, so it holds them in place. A lot of people have bigger problems with transition pieces when they try to glue them, and they always fall off, it seems like. But these are pretty solid. They're with a few nails, they're in there. But there's the bathroom, and I think it looks sharp. So maybe it doesn't look as good with the wood flooring, but it does match the hinges and everything else. I like it. So wife hasn't seen it yet, so we'll see what she thinks. But go back to the back master bath. And there's the littler piece. I had to whittle away at this one a little bit. It was I had bought 2 identical pieces, and I had to make this one a lot smaller. So it sticks up a little bit, but I think it looks sharp. So tell me what you think. If you hate it, kind of leave me a comment. Anyway, so I went to Home Depot on the next trip down. This is the second trip with the truck, and for $1.97 a foot, I got 192 feet of baseboard, which is more than I need, but it really slowed me down when my truck was out of commission and I didn't have the materials down here. So I'll use it in the future if I don't use it now. And so I bought basically 10 16-foot pieces. I cut them down to 12s, and then I bought the 4-foot lengths also. So I bought a total of 192 feet. Here's the cat room. And you see I did cut out the cat door there, or the patch for the cat door. You'll see that a little bit later. And then I've got to do all the baseboards through the rest of the house. And then I get down to the final, patching, sanding, taping, caulking, and painting. And so that'll be my next trip down. But my goal this time was to try to get all the baseboards done this is the spare bedroom, in the cat room, the other spare bedroom, finish up about half of the master. There's a piece I had cut when I first got here just to throw that in there. It's a simple cut, there's no angles. So that's what I just got to do is nail those in. And I got the master closet I got to do. And so I did buy, again, 12-foot pieces and 4-foot pieces. So I'm hoping I'm not going to have much waste, but I think I'm going to be okay. And I know there's one wall behind the master bed that it's longer than 12 feet. So I will have to do one scarf cut, which is basically 2 45 degrees cut, just so you can join two pieces of molding together. Everything else, I've got some trim pieces and corners and things like that where I've had to make cuts, but I only had one scarf cut in here, and I'll show you that here toward the end of the video, I think. But as you see there, I've got a little bit in the master, and I'd already done some of it. So I just have to work around furniture. And again, most people would say, why didn't you do this before you put furniture in? Well, the reason is I'm doing a lot of work on the outside of the hobby farm and the inside, and I need a place to stay down here and enjoy the place. So I did as much as I could last winter, and then I quit working inside and got outside. Did bring some furniture down to make life a little bit more comfortable for us. We used the place, during the summer and into the fall. And so it worked out. But I do have to work around some furniture. Again, with molding, you cannot be exact. So you'll see a lot of places where there's gaps and the cuts aren't the greatest, but they're good enough. And once I put caulking in those, and you won't know the difference. It'll all look sharp. So I'm excited, and you guys probably are, to get back outside. And I have done a couple outside videos. I should be doing one more inside video in the near future, and that's just to show you what it all looks like after it's all caulked up and painted. This is behind the bureau in the master. And again, you see my cuts definitely are not perfect. I have caulked some of these pieces, but yeah, here's on the other side over by the bathroom. This is behind the bed, and that's the long piece. It's probably, I don't know if it's 14.5 feet or whatever that wall is. So that's where the scarf cut is on the other side of the bed, and it's right there. So you see there's the last piece, and I've got to do a scarf cut for 2 45-degree angles put together, and there it looks. So I actually did that one fairly decent. So I'm pretty pleased with that one cut. So, and I have some other scarf cuts that I didn't do so well last winter that I'm going to go back through and re-putty and patch and things when I get around to it. But this is the spare bedroom where I originally stayed when I first came down to the hobby farm. And again, I had to work around all the furniture. So yeah, that one wasn't a perfect cut either. But again, I'm definitely going to do another video where I show all of it done. And you won't tell the difference. It'll all look sharp, because I definitely was about the same skill quality as in the first part of the house I did last year, and it all turned out pretty well. So I'm happy, and the baseboards went well. And they're 5 inches tall and they're a 1/2 inch wide. So that's $1.97 a square foot. So you spend a little bit of money. Now here's one of the angles that I had to figure out, and I kind of learned something. I don't know if it was really accurate or not, but that cut right there, I've got 45 degrees on one side, and I just flipped it over backwards, cut another 45 degrees the opposite way, and it fit flush. So I don't know how I figured that out, but I don't think that'll work on every angle of wall. But 2 45 degrees opposites worked. There's a little cat plug for the cat door going into the cat room. I've got one more in the closet. And I got the baseboards all installed in here, and it's really hard. The room was tough because it's got lots of junk in here and furniture, and it's a small room. But there's another one I did 45 and flipped it in 45, and that one worked too. So there's something to be said about that. I've got to do a little more research to see if I actually did come up with a solution to my angle problem, because I'm not an angle guy. But moved the bed out a little bit, worked around it, and then I just had the other side, and there we go. I'll take a little peek down the other side of the bed. So, yeah, it's a little inconvenient with all this junk in here and furniture, but yeah, you got to do what you got to do. So I shoved all the furniture back, and then I'll just pull it back out when I get back down here to do all the finish work. But yeah, the only part I didn't get to was inside the closet. I've got to do all the baseboards inside the closet of the cat room. So here we go. Taking a look on my way out of town. I took this in the morning, and it looks pretty sharp. There's the hallway pieces that I finished up, the last couple. And again, you'll see a lot of my junk and disarray, but I'll get all that cleaned up once I've got everything painted up. But it looks pretty good. And again, it'll look much better and shiny when I get it all squared up and painted up. But here's around the bed again of the spare bedroom. And yeah, a little redundant, but it all looks good, I think. So I'm happy with it. And I want to show you the other rooms too, I think. I don't know how much more of this I've got. But yeah, coming around into the master and the hall. And there's some, you can see that definitely isn't a very good cut there on those corners. But yeah, they'll caulk up nice. And yeah, that was a pretty good cut there, that 45 degree and then the opposite 45 degree. And I did one little piece as we're going to head off into the rest of the home. But yeah, looks pretty good. I'm happy with my progress. I wish I could have got into the closet, but the light's not the best in this room, and I was getting dark, and I was getting tired. So yeah, once my brain starts sees it up, when I'm dealing with angles, I tend to just decide, I'm done for the day. So yeah, we're getting there. And it's almost time to get back outside and start. And I've got probably a couple weeks with all the snow we got coming to get some things finished up here. In Salt Lake, we don't have as much snow, so I can get outside and do some more pruning videos and other types of videos. So I'll be back out, so I'll be bouncing in and out for the next couple weeks. I did get over to the school and pick up my seed tray, or my seed rack, my seed starting rack. It's a double rack. So I have that in the garage, and I'll be working on that. Well, there's the bathroom. I had one piece left of the bathroom to do. And go back into the master closet, take another last look at that. And yeah, sure looks a lot nicer when it's got trim pieces up and you're not looking at all those ugly edges. But again, it's all shiny and new. And I think the house is happy with me because I think I've done pretty good for an amateur with a little bit of experience. So I'm kind of I'm not a semi-pro by any means, but I'm a little bit better than an amateur. So I'm proud of myself for tackling this project and keeping on it and keeping motivated. And again, we've owned this place for going on 2 years in May or beginning of June. So it's, got a lot done. And I'm excited to see how much I get done here in the future. So, well, I hope you like this type of video. Again, it is, some people don't like the interior videos. There's the scarf cut. I want to give you a close-up of that. And yeah, that one turned out fairly nice. I've got a little bit dull. I did it all on my table saw, and the blades get a little dull, so it wasn't the best. But yeah, so hopefully you like the black trim or the transition pieces, and I like the white on all the baseboards. And yeah, this place is coming around, and I'm excited to be done with inside work for a while. I'll still be bouncing around a little bit. I still got to work around the laundry room, and then I've got to start figuring out what I want to do down the stairs, and just finish up a little bit of flooring, and then down the stairs into the basement. So we'll get there. But thanks for watching, and I hope you can subscribe to my channel to help me out. My channel's growing, but I definitely need help getting it to where it needs to be. Thank you.